Who is this guy? Tristan Samuel, Marlo Stanfield, Marlo Stansfield, Marlo Thompson, Trey Lucas, Trizzy, or TR Trizzy? Or is he all of them?
It's crazy, blood. Stay in school, kids. You'll be like Trizzy, innit? 9 to 5, yeah?
This guy from the UK's lifestyle in America was ridiculous, but the FBI do not think it was funded in a legitimate way. I literally think there could be a movie or a high quality documentary on Netflix about this situation. We got a UK rapper known as TR Trizzy over in America who's been arrested for distributing meth, who in a Cybertruck in his gated community mansion ends up confronting an FBI agent and blocking him in. This took me ages to break down and decipher all of this in a good edit, so make sure you subscribe to the Fesify YouTube channel right now. I've been focused on this channel a little bit more lately and a lot of content coming. Make sure you are subscribed. Let's get into it. The TR Trizzy situation is even crazier than we thought. We can see actual documents released by the United States District Court where it explains everything. So let's get into this. There's a lot to break down, but this gets crazier as we get more into it. So this case does go back. In August 2024, investigators with the Los Angeles Strike Force received information from UK law enforcement about shipments originating from the United States, which were seized and found to contain methamphetamine in December 2023. In February 2024, UK law enforcement arrested and charged him for importation of methamphetamine seized in those shipments. A review of communications on his phone by the UK law enforcement revealed, among other things, communications on Telegram with the username ChopLifeCali and display name Chop. So they basically say he was over in the US but bringing stuff into the UK. It says regarding the shipping addresses for the seized methamphetamine shipments, through their investigations, UK law enforcement identified Samuel, which is his real name, as the individual living in the United States of whom they suspected was responsible for facilitating the shipments of methamphetamine they seized. Subsequently corroborated this conclusion, among other things, linking an IP address to the FedEx tracking numbers of the seized shipments of methamphetamine to Samuel, connecting Samuel through material seized from his Apple iCloud account to the Telegram account that communicated with him regarding the seized methamphetamine shipment. They also said it was linked through a Snapchat account used to communicate with TR Trizzy. They seized significant evidence of drug trafficking activity through his Apple iCloud account, with surveillance conducted on June 26, 2025, and that confirmed that TR Trizzy was currently residing at the subject premises. So you're wondering how they linked all this back to him. On December 19, 2023, law enforcement in the United Kingdom intercepted a package that was sent to the UK from the United States, Shipment A. Shipment A was addressed to a woman called Rachel in Oldham Street, Manchester. The UK law enforcement opened a shipment and found out it contained 865 grams of methamphetamine, which was later confirmed through a laboratory analysis. On the following day, December 20th, 2023, UK law enforcement intercepted another package that was shipped to the UK from United States, Shipment B, to a woman called Helen. This is in Nottingham. The UK law enforcement opened it and found it had 895 grams of methamphetamine, which later confirmed through a laboratory analysis. As a result of their investigation on February 2nd, UK law enforcement arrested TR Trizzy for importing that methamphetamine contained in Shipment A and Shipment B. He later pleaded guilty on the basis of a plea that he believed the shipment contained cannabis. It says in this next document that the UK law enforcement searched his phone following the arrest for communications linked to the methamphetamine shipment. During the search of his phone, it's understood that the UK law enforcement identified the following among their evidence. Between July 2023 and November 2023, he sent numerous messages on Snapchat with a username called Trizzy Chop. Many of the messages provided shipping addresses across the UK. November 24th, 2023, it says that his Telegram account, displaying the name Chop as well, sent encrypted messages on Telegram stating, "Don't save my name as Trizzy." Through Telegram, they had him banged to riots on that account because he was literally talking about where these parcels went that contained the methamphetamine. The name thing was very important in the paper because they linked it back to him and his lifestyle. They talk about Samuel holding large stacks of cash as reflected in a bigger one below. They show his account and say additionally UK law enforcement obtained through open source research the website britsmagazine.com a photograph of an individual they say as TR Trizzy, consistent with the alias used by Trizzy Chop, the Snapchat account referenced by the Telegram account. The picture was provided by the UK law enforcement. Based on the UK's review of this photograph, they displayed TR Trizzy is Samuel. Are you guys deep in this right now? So basically they find these drugs in the UK and they track it through a Telegram account. Through that Telegram account, they managed to track down this Snapchat account. Through this Snapchat account, they managed to track down someone called TR Trizzy, and going onto a website to reference who TR Trizzy is, they link it back to him. Everything just led back to him in a pretty simplistic way.
Blood. I had a trim in 3 months. Crazy. I'm in grab mode because no one's
So it's gotta be sometimes, no distractions.
In addition to the seizure records for shipment A and shipment B, UK law enforcement provided the FBI with information that indicated Samuel was living in Los Angeles area and had entered the United States using a UK passport under the name Marlo Stanfield and was believed to have been using a US telephone number. They also talk about his Instagram account, official TR Trizzy, which obviously has over 600,000 followers. Among the information UK law enforcement provided FBI investigators in August 2024, along with that open source photograph from Brits magazine. After receiving the image of Samuel from UK enforcement, they compared it to the image of the official TR Trizzy account that had also been identified by UK law enforcement with other pictures on it. The View come up with the belief that Samuel was the user of official TR Trizzy. Next, the FBI start conducting surveillance of his ridiculous property. This guy was living a mad lifestyle and inside was even crazier. Now, in the next document, it says, based on a review of open source and commercial databases, agents identified an address that Samuel may have been living at the time. On September 24, 2024, agents conducted a physical surveillance. Upon observing the address, they compared the residence to that of the Instagram post official TR Trizzy on his account, again believed to be Samuel, from June 21st, 2024, and confirmed that the property depicted in the Instagram post is the same address. On October 24, 2024, they say shortly after they contacted Ross Morgan and Company Inc., a property management company associated with the address, to receive a copy of the rental agreement between Samuel, using the name Marlo Stanfield, and the owner of the address that was dated December 31st, 2023. It says on the rental agreement, the lease listed his name Marlo Stanfield and his phone number. Based on the information and the above described connection to the Instagram account, they say they believe Samuel was the lease of the address. In January 17, 2021, an individual named Marlo Stanfield arrived at Los Angeles International Airport on a flight from Dubai and presented his passport. They list the points as well where the shipments had come from. The document said, based on my training and experience, I do not believe that the return address listed on shipment A and B were the true senders of the shipments. I know that individuals in drug trafficking frequently use false information such as a return address on shipments or a telephone number in order to avoid detection by the law. I believe that a person or persons responsible for sending shipment A and shipment B chose an unrelated return address in order to avoid being personally identified by the shipment company for that. They wanted to link this situation to TR Trizzy. They had some evidence, but obviously he wasn't sending them from that address that they just located him at. He was sending them from other properties. So what they did is they managed to trace any IP that was tracking the parcel to see where it is, and they linked it to his IP at that address that he was tracking the parcel to obviously see if it had arrived. He probably wasn't expecting his IP to be traced, but anyway, once they got the IP, they wanted to be sure. They managed to track down his Gmail account and force Google to reveal the name of the Google account on the IP, and then again, that was evidence that he was tracing it. Even if you make an anonymous email address, the FBI can force Google through a judge to reveal who actually set it up to send off parcels. In America, when the FBI want you, when it's actually federal, they're gonna get you, and they got a lot of power. Like I said, they went to Google. Not only that, after they went to Apple and forced them to also give them everything that is on his phone. It was 3,000 photos and videos of him doing all sorts of things, even photos of his UK driver's license, so they can link the American name back to the UK, his real name. So another thing in this investigation that they clocked onto is the Chop Life account. That was his name on Telegram, but he used this in his music and stuff he was promoting as well, like the rings he had on. And they found these posts and put two and two together as well. He's using this online persona and brand, and also his Telegram account where he's committing these alleged criminal activities. Many people would say he's stupid, but a lot of stuff on Telegram is encrypted and you wouldn't expect it to be traced, and you wouldn't be dealing with just regular people on Telegram. You'd have select people that manage to get your number. So the way they've got this could have happened through any means. Regardless, it would have made it a lot less easier for the FBI if he just didn't use Chop Life online and only used it on his Telegram.
Chop Life. Do you not get it? Stars in the roof.
When you're looking through things online, there is limited availability. It's what he wants to share. But when Apple hand over your everything you've got on your phone, that's when you're in trouble. This is when they start to look through 60 pictures of shipping labels and shipping invoices. They find stuff like 30 pictures of bulk cannabis, bulk quantities of cocaine, and to go with that, at least 12 images of bulk cash and electronic money counters. They said there was at least 4 pictures of firearms, including 3 pistols and 1 rifle. Now, when you're in the business of importing things like drugs, you're going to make a serious amount of money, but it's the most risk. You've got 2 potential situations going wrong: the UK capturing you and the US capturing you, obviously because you're going country to country. But not only that, if they do manage to capture you, you've got 2 separate law forces working together to put the craziest case against you. And it gets to a stage where there's so much evidence, there's no point even showing up to court. No lawyer's going to be able to talk you out of it. That's why they say the FBI has the craziest conviction rate. There is tons of paperwork to get through, which just sums up them tracing various IPs to the photos and making sure everything is him. There is a lot of paperwork in this case, but I want to get into the next bit where he ends up getting into a situation in his Cybertruck. This is like a movie with an FBI agent that was taking photos of his property. So it said on June 26, 2025, investigators established surveillance at the premises approximately 8 a.m. At 9:45 a.m, I drove by the premises and took pictures of the house. While passing, immediately after I passed, a Tesla Cybertruck bearing a Florida license plate pulled out the driveway of the premises where it had been parked and followed me. As I continued away from the premises, I arrived at a stop sign and stopped. Upon stopping, the Cybertruck pulled alongside the driver's side of my vehicle. I observed the passenger side of the window of the Cybertruck rolled down, and I could see Samuel in the driver's seat attempted to speak to me. I continued to the front gate of the gated community, at which point Samuel maneuvered his Cybertruck around my vehicle and blocked my exit. After Samuel blocked the exit, he exited the Cybertruck and approached my driver's side vehicle. I kept my windows down, but could hear Samuel speaking from outside. Samuel told me to wind my window down and demanded to know who I was and why I was taking pictures at his home. A security guard approached Samuel and asked him to move the Cybertruck so other residents could leave. Speaking to the guard, I heard Samuel say, "Who is this man?" He was taking pictures of my house and my family and my kids inside. Samuel eventually moved the Cybertruck so the other vehicle was able to exit. After Samuel moved the Cybertruck, I was able to drive around it and exit onto the main road, at which point he no longer followed me. Based on my training experience and knowledge of this investigation, I believe the following. Individuals involved in criminal activity often keep vigilant guard over their homes, which can include sitting in vehicles to watch who passes by. Samuel was sitting in the Cybertruck when I drove past to take a picture and observed me doing so. Samuel gave chase, attempted to block my vehicle, and demanded to know my identity because he observed me taking pictures of the home. Samuel acknowledged the subject premises is his home by his behavior and his own admission, so they kind of baited him into proving he even lived there. They go on to say how TR Trizzy or Samuel does not have legitimate income to support the affluent lifestyle he lives. Samuel profits from drug dealing and uses proceeds of drug trafficking to finance his lifestyle, and obviously takes pictures of it online. This is some movie stuff. Him confronting someone in a Cybertruck, a UK rapper over in America, was just wild. This guy has been in prison before, but that was in the UK, and you remember the Snapchat clips he was posting a while back where he was constantly getting pulled over by them.
Because of your previous, I'm going to ask you to exit the vehicle.
What's my previous?
Well, you've been involved in a lot of shit.
No,
okay.
I haven't been involved in
Can you give me
nothing.
the car keys? All right.
Yeah, but what? I haven't been.
If you give me the car keys, get into the vehicle. I've got no grounds at the moment to search you.
Yeah.
Okay, and we can work on that at the moment, but we may build grounds to that. Cool. Thanks, mate.
I see people on Reddit already saying that he could get 100 years in prison. They're not playing around in America, and they even contacted Internal Revenue. It says that an agent reviewed the records and understand that a review of deposits into an account did not reveal any deposits of consistent income paid by an employer or earned through legitimate business activity. Instead, it appears that Samuel regularly made cash deposits into a JPMC account and regularly received Zelly payments into the JPMC account. Based in conversations with the IRS, an agent reviewed these records and my personal review of the relevant accounts. I understand between April 2023 and February 2025, the total cash deposits into the account was approximately 423,000, with 179 cash deposits totaling approximately 192,000. and approximately 245 Zelly payments totaling 231,000. Based on my training experience and conversations with law enforcement officers, I believe the following. Samuel does not have legitimate income to support the affluent lifestyle he lives. Samuel profits from drug dealing and uses proceeds of drug dealing to finance his lifestyle. So that is the case they have against him right now. It's been released in the public domain in the US. To be honest, it's a lot of evidence already. By the time this goes to trial, it's going to be a wild situation, and we'll break down the whole thing, including his sentence and what else happens with this. Make sure you're tuned in the channel, tap the like and subscribe.